Have you ever been in a situation where you had to choose between what's right and what's expected of you? The story I'm about to tell you is exactly about that. A lonely teacher, an old gendarme, and an Arab prisoner. In the snow, in silence caught between duty and conscience. In the cold, dry mountains of Algeria, a man named Daru lives alone. He's a school teacher, isolated, quiet, and peaceful. His small school sits on a lonely plateau, surrounded by rocks and emptiness. The only sound is the wind brushing against the desert. But one morning as he looks outside, he sees two figures climbing the hill, a policeman named Balducci and an Arab prisoner with his hands tied. Balducci tells him, "This man killed his cousin. You must take him tomorrow to the police station in Tingwit." Daru is shocked. He says, "I'm not a jailer. I'm a teacher," but Balducci insists. He says it's an order from the government. He can't stay because the region is dangerous. Then he leaves, and Daru is left alone with the silent Arab. That night, the desert is freezing. Daru gives the man food, bread, milk, and dates. He unties him. He doesn't want to see another human being in chains. They barely speak, but in their silence, something heavy passes between them. The weight of two people trapped by something bigger than themselves. A system, a war, and a moral dilemma. In the morning, Daru decides to walk the prisoner part of the way. They reach a hill where the path splits in two. To the east, the desert, freedom, but also danger. To the south, the town of Tingwit, the police, the trial, and perhaps death. Daru gives him food and money. Then he points to both roads and says, "You're free. I'm not forcing you. You choose." He watches from the hill. The Arab stands still for a long moment, and then he takes the road to Tingit, choosing punishment over freedom. When Daru returns to his empty classroom, he sees something written on the blackboard. "Teacher, we will turn you in." Now both sides hate him. The French see him as a traitor. The Arabs see him as a betrayer. And Daru stands alone in the middle of an endless plateau. A man who tried to do what was right, but found that in this world, no choice is ever pure. Camus' story isn't just about a teacher and a prisoner. It's a story about freedom, moral responsibility, and the absurdity of life. Daru refuses to obey blindly. He doesn't want to be the hand of authority, because deep down, he believes every human being should decide for themselves. But here's the tragedy. Freedom is heavy. When you are free, you also become responsible for the outcome. The Arab, when given that freedom, chooses to surrender. Maybe from guilt, maybe from fear, maybe because he couldn't handle freedom itself. And Daru, by refusing to choose for him, becomes isolated from everyone. He represents the modern human condition, trying to act morally in a world where every choice brings blame. Camus believed the universe has no clear justice. We live, we act, and the world stays silent. So the only thing we can do is stay true to our conscience, even when no one understands.